I'm Bri.
I'm Jacqueline.
And we're creating a community of women leaders who are becoming their most confident, creative, and purposeful selves.
Long ago, we realized that society's playbook didn't work for us. So we created the Modern Woman Show, where we go against the grain, live expansive lives, and create our own playbook.
So come on, be different with us.
Welcome back to the Modern Woman Show. Yeah, we are, as always, so happy to be here with you and continuing our season 2 experimentation. Yes, I'm excited to hear what you thought about this one, Bri. But the topic for today we're talking about is beauty.
Mm-hmm. The modern woman and what it means to be beautiful.
Oh my goodness. So what do you think it means to be beautiful, Bri, as a modern woman?
So many things. When I think of beauty, I immediately think of like soul. And I think of character and soul are like the first two things that come to my mind. But that is not what I feel like I always used to think of. I used to think of physical image, like 100%. And I think we're moving into a place when we are talking about beauty in regards to women, more about our, overall essence and what we all embody, opposed to just focusing on our physical appearance. But it's still worth the conversation, I feel like, because there's still so many factors that really influence the definition of beauty. And sometimes it's hard to block out that noise and really stay true to what you feel makes you beautiful.
100%, Bri. And I think there's a lot of judgment around beauty. There's a lot of focus on beauty. There's a lot of, there's always been an ideal image for the woman, especially, and it changes from culture to culture, changes from decade to decade. They have if you've seen on social media, those, I don't know if it's a meme that's like, beautiful in the 90s versus what it looked like in the 2000s versus what it looks like now. And it's like, really? We're all following these trends, and we are. Mm-hmm. And I agree. The beauty definition that I have in my head now is very different from what it was 10, 20 years ago. And I love, recently I listened to a podcast it was, I think, almost 30 podcasts in Zach Bush. I'm shouting them out here. But I love one thing that Dr. Zach Bush says, and it's that if we're here for anything, it's to experience beauty. Like, humans are here to experience beauty. And I think that was so powerful because it's true. So beauty does matter. It's never going to not matter. But what makes up beauty? And I completely think you're right. It's spirit or soul, the essence of a person, and that comes out of a person and almost changes their physical appearance. I remember when we were talking about this episode and just like trying to tackle the topic of beauty as a woman. Oh my gosh, it's so hard. So please don't be hard on us. But I remember when I was a teenager or early 20s, still kind of finding my way and figuring out how to take care of myself physically. I mean, honestly, I would Google how to be more beautiful. It's kind of embarrassing now that I say that.
I mean,
I wanted to be more beautiful.
Yeah.
And I knew there was more that I could do or give or be. And I think what I was really searching for was that inner transformation.
Yeah. Well, and as a child, I mean, it's crazy when we start to feel the pressure of like society and what beauty is and what a woman is and what's important and what's not important. And so I think I don't think it's shameful at all to be Googling like how to be more beautiful. Like we're innately good people that are wanting to just feel loved and belonging. And part of that as a woman is beauty.
100%. And you know what came up when I Googled how to be more beautiful? It was all kinds of things, but mainly things that I didn't quite understand at the time, but now do. It was a lot of, beauty habits and beauty routines. And now I think of those things as very different. Back then I thought, oh, that's the path to beauty. Like, do these certain things to yourself every day and you will appear more beautiful, which now I do some of those things because it's my routine. That's who I've become. And yes, I feel self confident and I feel like that's a part of self love, but it's only a small portion of beauty and becoming beautiful. And so we don't need to go through my routine here, but how to be more beautiful, it's like do a hair mask and do your eyelashes. And I mean, what was the trend back then? I don't know. Um, Eat certain foods and drink certain lemon water and all those things, which some of those are fundamentally probably really good for you. And do some of those things now, but that's not the definition of beauty.
Right. Well, and I'm sure one of them was make sure you wear like glittery blue eyeliner or mascara. I remember doing that as a kid, being like, oh yeah, or like the Smackers lip balm that was like all full of glitter. Like, yes, this is gonna steal the show here in my grade school.
Oh my
Um,
goodness. We used to pass around those little lip smacker lip glosses,
yes,
vanilla frosting.
yes. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, 100%. One of the best scents, and we always try and like lick our lips too afterwards. Yeah.
It was like candy. I don't know if it was really a beauty thing. I think it was just we were having fun, but it was amazing. I don't know what's popular now, but that was our thing. Shout out if you know what I'm saying.
Shout out to Lip Smackers. Thank you for the vanilla frosting flavor.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So, when it comes to beauty and external beauty, I don't know, Brie, what would you think about I think it's twofold. So what do you think about, finding that external beauty in yourself while cultivating that inner self-love for your image? Like what do you do if you aren't feeling like 100%?
I think for me, external factors, beauty, body image, all those things are, innately, they're a part of how you feel about yourself,
Yeah.
right? Um, and it matters. I think anything that gives you external, like anything that has to do with physical appearance, like makeup or, you know, eyelash extensions or mascara or a specific lipstick, like whatever it is, I think if you feel beautiful without it, you will only feel more beautiful with it. And that's always how I've kind of perceived any additional thing other than just who you are, like naturally. And so that's kind of how I've tried to make decisions. Like when I wear, for any wedding I've been in, I feel absolutely on top of the world and fabulous when I am all dolled up with my extensions and my gorgeous bridesmaid's dress, like there to celebrate my people. Like I love that feeling. But I think I love that feeling because I don't need that in order to love myself. And I think getting to that place has taken me so long, but is really the huge root in me being able to truly feel beautiful and not let those things impact me negatively, which they can 100%. And I think that goes into really knowing, what triggers you, what doesn't, and knowing yourself fully as well. But I think that's also really helped me with body image. So when I try out different products and different things and different clothes and etc., I ask myself, does this amplify my beauty rather than does this make me beautiful? Because then it's not like this makes me beautiful. I'm beautiful right now, today, as I am, but this like makes my puts my shoulders back and makes me just like glow even more. If that makes sense.
I love that definition, Brie. Yeah, thanks for sharing your inner world on that. I think you said it perfectly. What a lot of us are thinking and the journey a lot of us have been on. I remember for me, I don't know, maybe self love and beauty acceptance for myself will be a lifelong thing. Maybe it is for a lot of women. Some women just have it, and kudos to you. Teach us some lessons. But I've come a long way in my young life, and I look at past pictures of myself, right? And a lot of people, you look at former versions of yourself, and you're either like judging, like, oh, I was so beautiful back then and I wish that I embraced it, or oh, I was not so great back then, so happy with how far I've come. And now I get to the point where I see past photos of myself and I'm like, gosh, was that, no matter what I look like, was that version of myself like loving? Was I
Mhm.
respecting myself? Was I generous? Was I stressed? There was a lot of stress in recent years. And I look back and I'm like, Jacqueline, there's so much more to life. And, being honest and just having these characteristics of what inner beauty actually are, when I see the growth of those in myself, I can look at past pictures of myself and you can see it in your own eyes. You can see all of those elements of beauty in your own eyes. And so I start looking at that, and obviously not being hard on past versions of myself, but being aware of how far I've come and where I still want to grow. And I think, okay, instead of Googling how to be more beautiful, I think, how can I cultivate more generosity, more surrender, right? More trust in life, less anxiety about what's coming my way. And those things, my husband would tell you, make me more beautiful.
Yes. I love that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Just hearing that like transformation is really inspiring and empowering. Um, so that makes us, I guess, segue into what we tried to do for the last 2 weeks,
The experiment. This is the fun part.
make us feel more beautiful. We talk about body image, we talk about different parts of our body as we're growing and evolving. It shrinks, it grows, it jiggles, it flows. And so we thought, what are we going to do? But let's dance to Doja Cat Woman. At any time we're about to jump in the shower, which Jacqueline and I both usually start our mornings off with movement. And so that's what I've been doing is for the last 2 weeks, after I do my movement, right before I hop in the shower, I press play, I listen to the full song of Woman, and I just like dance in the mirror, in the nude, naked, fully naked, and just embrace all of it, all of it. And it's been so much fun. What has the experience been like for you?
Exactly what you just said. So I picked Doja Cat Woman because it is a jammer. It is a dance song. And for me, having some kind of dance music earlier in my day is key for my energy. It's almost like an affirmation to me. It's an energetic affirmation, a dance party. It's usually around 2 to 3 minutes long, maybe one song long, and it happens either right before or in the shower. And ever since we decided to experiment with Doja Cat Woman every single day, no skips, I feel fantastic. And my family has caught on and has started playing it. And if you listen to the lyrics of Woman, it is very sensual and like very feminine and powerful at the same time. I mean, I haven't looked up the lyrics, so I'm not saying they're 100% kosher, but the general beat and movement is key for my energy, which puts me in a great mood, makes me feel great about myself, about life, and I just have a great day.
I love that you say that your family's caught on. Jordan has like I didn't tell him about it. I just
Mhm.
started doing it, and then like every once in a while our paths cross in the morning, right? So, like he's like walking to his closet, and I'm just like, oh, like I'm playing Woman and just dancing in the mirror, and he's just like, actually, this is like the third day that I've seen you do this. And I was like, yeah, yep, it's for the modern woman. And so then he just like would start like, doing a little shoulder dancing
It's
and
catchy.
and you said it best. Like it's just like I haven't looked at the lyrics either. And I know some of them, like I'll sing along with it, but the energy of the song is what just like, mm. And it gives me that powerful feeling in honestly one of the most vulnerable states. Like a lot of people have talked about, you know, the ability to just stare at yourself in the nude and embrace all of it. And it's just having that powerful moment with yourself, especially in the morning to start my day, I think has been like the most, if we're talking seriously, like has been the most influential part of these past 2 weeks is like that powerful moment in the morning. It's like you said, it's almost like starting with affirmations and saying like, I am powerful, I am this, I am that, I am beautiful, I am, and, but instead it's almost like a visual affirmation while you're dancing and just like embracing it all. And yeah, I've loved it. So highly recommend for anyone.
Highly recommend. Yeah, it's another primer for your day. I mean, I don't know who else does this, but I prime my energy before meetings, and I have a lot of meetings. And I do that so that I can refresh, show up as my best. You know, I come in very energetically, and so energy becomes a superpower. And so I'm priming myself basically to have most impact in the service that I'm giving in that moment, for myself and other people. And it's the same thing with the big, like priming myself for my day, only the focus is on me and getting myself ready, and it's also like, look at this awesome vessel I have to serve the world with.
Yes,
Here we go, we're about to do this together. I mean, that's what really I feel like I'm doing. And I'm yeah, it's been really fun.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. And how beautiful to, I think it also boosts confidence a little bit. Like when you see yourself in that state more frequently, it becomes more a part of your subconscious, which we use 95% of our subconscious and only 5% of our conscious brain. So it's like being able to have that just become part of us is, yeah, it's huge. So highly recommend to anyone who's wanting to boost their confidence, their power, anything, their body image, their definition of beauty. Try it out.
Yeah, I think that one thing, whether it's that song or a different song that you just love to shake it to, right? That one little ritual ticks off a lot of buckets when it comes to cultivating beauty, inner beauty. So one, it's like self-care energetically and physically. I mean, you're dancing. Two, it's like you are surrendering, you're letting go for a second and just choosing to have fun. All of us are so serious, especially in the mornings when we're getting ready for the day. We're like, gotta get to my things on time. Like, let's like dance for a second. It reduces stress because you're not focused on what you're about to do. You're focused on shaking it. And then it's also a self-love moment because if you are intentionally focused on that, like you are loving what you're singing or experiencing with that music. And so I think it just does a lot at once. It's like, I think it's medicine, to be honest.
I love that. It is totally medicine. And that brings us to the tools part of the episode, which is, how to build your definition of beauty and create a more beautiful life. And so one of those ways is trying this experiment, like we talked about. Another, I would say, is going through your social media and really being aware of what you're consuming every day. I know that I spend at least 10 to 15 minutes in the morning scrolling as well, and and so it's really important that what I'm scrolling subconsciously is empowering, positive, and is aligned with what I want to be and who I want to become and what I'm working on and personal growth and personal definition of beauty rather than starting my morning off being like, ugh, or like comparing or being like, oh no, and feeling bad or guilt. So yeah, and then we'll share a few more strategies and tools in the description. But Jacqueline, I don't know if you have any other tips before we go.
Yeah, aside from the dance, for sure, again, ticks off a lot of boxes. But I think too, self-care means so many different things for so many different people. And figuring out what yours is automatically, I think, boosts that beauty confidence. Because I know for me, and I've learned it through trial and error and through, reading my human design over and over and experimenting and integrating. But I know for me, like exercise every single day. And that's such a physical thing. But regardless of what I look like or how much I weigh or whatever, it's like that energy boost makes me feel beautiful. And taking care of my energy every single morning makes me feel beautiful. Getting enough sleep makes me feel beautiful. And so those little rituals, you become those. And I think that beauty, when you take care of yourself and put that time and intention and love into yourself over and over and over and over again every single day, you realize that you're worth it. You truly believe you're worth it. And it shows in how you move and how you show up in the world. So self-care. in short.
Self-care, social media, dancing, you name it. Check out more details below, and we'll share some resources on our website as well. But yeah, keep being different, and thanks for being here today.
We've loved being with you. Thank you.